The Land Rover Discovery is a vehicle for which I have immense respect. I've been lucky enough to drive them in places like Southeast Asia, East Africa, and closer to home, places like Botswana and Zambia. We've had Discovery crew vehicles that, when they weren't crammed with gear chasing other test cars, they were taking care of the daily commute. But no matter the application and no matter the conditions, the Discovery has always just delivered.
And it did that while also being comfortable, packed with good spec and fairly good looking. So no surprise that I am looking forward to the latest Discovery. Unlike the update from Discovery 3 to Discovery 4, this one is a very obviously different beast. There are no carryovers or really any genuine similarities to the old one.
And it's done something that seems a little bit impossible. It's been bulked up, it's now slightly more aggressive, but at the same time its slimmed down elements, like the headlights and the grille, have made it a lot more attractive. It's like it's the super sexy love child of a Range Rover autobiography and an Evoque.
The rear styling is perhaps a bit on the generic side, although the offset number plate is a nice touch. As a package, it's a purposeful SUV with real presence, and it's big. It's just a tiny bit under 5 meters long and 1.9 meters tall. It's grown some compared to the last generation, and it also now has a bigger wheelbase for more interior room. And in another feat of impossibility, the extra size means less weight. Use of materials like aluminium and magnesium means that when the Discovery steps onto the bathroom scale, the figure is almost 500 kilograms lower than it used to be.
The practical advantage of all that weight saving is that the engine then has to expend a lot less energy shifting the car's body around, so it becomes more fuel efficient and the ride becomes more effortless. And when the engine you're talking about is a 190 kilowatt turbodiesel like we've got in our test car, there really does seem to be very little effort at all. It's strong off the line, it's got good in-gear acceleration, and the 8-speed auto gearbox is just as sweet.
Our test drive covered a fair amount of open road driving, and rather than feeling like a heavy SUV trying to deliver a convincing on-road drive, the Discovery was always composed and the time behind the wheel always relaxed.
From a more urban point of view, where most Discoveries will spend all of their lives, it is just as talented. Land Rover have developed a ride setup in here that is a great balance between confident handling and real comfort, and that's whether you're on tar or on a dirt track like we are now. And the refinement levels in here really are starting to approach Range Rover levels.
Although I do think some of the things in here are starting to go a little too far. I don't presume to understand the needs of the millennial family, but Land Rover are very proud of the fact that there are 9 USB ports in the Discovery and storage space for 11 tablets, which is great if every one of the 7 people in the car has 1.5 iPads.
And then there are the electrically adjustable rear seats, which is not a new thing, but with the Discovery, you can do that using your phone.
Assuming you have signal on your 4x4 adventure, which the Discovery is still brilliant at.
It's not often you get to see a pod of Land Rovers in this kind of environment showing off their natural skills that are sadly underutilized in the real world. But for new Discovery, those skills have been made even sharper. It's got better approach and departure angles, and it now features Land Rover's Terrain Response 2 system, which includes a very interesting program called All-Terrain Progress Control. You've heard of autonomous driving? This is kind of like autonomous off-road.
Select the program, set the speed using the hill descent control, and then just hold onto the steering wheel. The Discovery will take care of the acceleration and the braking by itself, no matter the gradient or the surface. The idea is that the car decides for itself how much throttle and braking to apply, while simultaneously applying traction where it's most effective. It'll literally drive itself through or out of the most challenging conditions. You might argue that it takes away the skill and sense of accomplishment that conquering a tough off-road route might give you, but the other side of that argument is that by removing some of the uncertainty and risk of taking those routes on, the system might just encourage more people to put their Discoveries to the test.
The new Land Rover Discovery, which is not Discovery 5 by the way, just new Land Rover Discovery, is a brilliant evolution of the legend. It's now more capable, more comfortable and more technologically advanced. You might say that its starting price of around R1 million is on the high side, but the sad reality is that cars in South Africa are expensive. But the Discovery is certainly money well spent.
the new Land Rover Discovery has lost nothing in its ability to take on tough off-road challenges. In fact, new systems and electronics make it even more capable. On-road, it offers an easy, comfortable drive and a package that's approaching Range Rover type levels of refinement. But the price is moving that way too.